The HAL Rudra, also known as ALH-WSI, is an armed version of HAL Dhruv. Rudra is equipped with forward-looking infrared and thermal imaging sights interface, a 20mm turret gun, 70mm rocket pods, anti-tank guided missiles and air-to-air missiles. Design and development. While flight testing the light combat helicopter, a modified version of HAL Dhruv, the Indian Army came to the conclusion that without making any major modifications to the Dhruv airframe, an armed variant can also be developed and delivered to the Army quickly. This variant was named Rudra. The Rudra underwent integration trial for armament and electro-optical systems and a final round of weapon firing trials in September 2011, which included testing of the 20mm turret gun, the 70mm rockets and MBDA Mistral air-to-air missiles were tested in November 2011. The helicopter exceeded the payload and performance requirements at a height of 6 kilometers. It has integrated sensors, weapons and electronic warfare suite, and uses an upgraded version of the glass cockpit used in the HAL Dhruv Mk3. The sensors include stabilized day and night cameras, infrared imaging as well as laser ranging and designation. It has an integrated defensive aid suite from Saab, with electronic warfare self-protection which is fully integrated into the glass cockpit. On-board self-defense systems include radar and AMP missile detectors, IR jammer, chaff and flare dispensers. The helicopter can be used in both unarmed and armed roles that include reconnaissance, troop transport, anti-tank warfare and close air support. In September 2012, ground tests for the first production Rudra were completed. It featured a turret gun, rockets, air-to-air missiles and could carry air-to-ground missiles like the anti-tank helicopter-launched NAG. HAL was awarded with a combined order of 76 Rudras for the Indian Army, the primary customer, and the Indian Air Force. It was reported that the weapons platforms and avionics of HAL Rudra and the under-development light combat helicopter would be the same. The Indian Navy conducted flight trials in 2012-13 and found the helicopter suitable for coastal surveillance operations. It was impressed with the capability of the Rudra's sensors to track ships at 12 and 14 kilometers. The image quality of the sensors was described as good enough to even read the name of ships at those ranges, and the Navy was keen to order at least 20 helicopters. Service history. Initial operational clearance was expected by late 2012 and deliveries of production helicopters were to start by 2013. On the 4th of February 2013 during Aero India, the HAL Rudra Mk3 achieved IOC and 2 helicopters were handed over to the Army. Variants. Rudra or ALH-WSI has 2 main versions. Mark III. This version has electronic warfare countermeasures, sensors and targeting systems installed, but does not feature weapons. Mark IV. This version is to have a French next to 20mm turret gun, Belgian 70mm rockets, and MBDA air-to-air and air-to-ground missiles, such as the anti-tank Helena missile. All these systems have been tested individually. Operators. India, Indian Air Force, Indian Army, Army Aviation Corps. Specifications. Data from Indian Army, Crawford, HAL, and Defense Update. General characteristics: crew, 1 or 2 pilots, capacity, 12 passengers or 4 stretchers, length, 15.87 meters, rotor diameter, 13.20 meters, height, 4.98 meters, disk area, 137 square meters. Empty weight 2,502 kilograms. Useful load 2,600 kilograms. Max takeoff weight 5,500 kilograms. Power plant 2 times HAL Turbo-Mekashakti turboshaft 1,000 kilowatts. Alternate engine 2x Turbo-Meka trademark 333-2B2 turboshaft 746 kilowatts each. Performance maximum speed 290 kilometers per hour. Combat radius 320 kilometers. Ferry range 827 kilometers. Service ceiling 6,096 meters. Rate of climb 10.3 meters per second. Power mass 329.73 W per kilogram. Armament guns 1 by 20 mm M621 cannon into the next THL-20 chin-mounted gun turret. Missiles 8 Helena anti-tank guided missiles 4 MBDA Mistral short-range air-to-air missiles 4 by 68 mm or 70 mm rocket pods. 2 torpedoes or depth charges. 2 anti-ship missiles. Avionics Selbit Compass Optoelectronic Suite for reconnaissance and target acquisition. Sarbidas 3 Self-Protection Suite.